What's up, guys? I'm Mike from StockedUp, and welcome back to the Stocks with Mike and Tom show. The market went absolutely crazy today on new vaccine news. The markets actually broke all-time highs, but actually fell during the day. Bank stocks exploded. There's just a lot going on in the market right now. We have a lot of great plays that we're watching in the market. In this video, we're also going to be going over why the markets popped today and what news came out today. And there's just a lot of great plays we're watching and a lot of important things in the market. So make sure you guys stick around. We are just under 30,000 subscribers. So consider subscribing if you guys want to see our daily videos on your YouTube homepage each day. And also, if you guys want to join our free Discord chat, where we post completely free day trades every single morning. Like today's day trade was JP Morgan to the upside. If you want to pull that up, Tom, we had JP Morgan calls alerted at open, and JP Morgan continued to explode for the rest of the day. Of course, not every play is going to be like this, but if you guys want to join to get trades like this, it's completely free, and you can network with about 11,000 other people, and you can do that using the first link in the description down below. And speaking of our Discord, we're actually going to do our member of the day right now. So today's member of the day is Harry. So this is what he said. He said, today was my best day ever trading. The absolute top tier, #1 ranked Harry trading day. Made the most I've ever made. And we could see looking at his screenshot, he made about $1,300 with a variety of trades. So we just wanted to give a huge shout out to Harry for just doing a great job today, being disciplined and just making improvements. So huge shout out to our member of the day, Harry.
Yeah, he's been really trying hard for a long time, and I know he's had a little bit of a struggle lately, and it's really nice to see him finally getting some profit, and he really had a good payout today. So good work, Harry, and you put in a lot of that hard work, and a lot of the time, if you put in that work, it pays off.
Yeah, discipline's the key, especially with trading. So, Tom, how about we get into today's video?
Yeah, definitely. And just to start it off, I just want to go ahead and report that the market today was definitely really crazy. We can see that on /ES, which is the S&P 500 futures, we can see how the market really gapped up this morning on futures. And then overall, once the market opened, you can see that it really just ended up trading down all day long. But there was really good news that came out, and that's what really made the market pop earlier in the morning. CNBC reports that Pfizer and BioNTech say that COVID vaccine is more than 90% effective. And this is huge for PFE, as they will also transport the vaccine, as it must be kept at certain temperatures and be monitored accordingly. And this news shook the trading world today, and the indices exploded early in the morning. As like I said before, the S&P popped early, and that ended up trading down all day long. But it's just really fantastic news to see the market pop off of that. And if we do get a successful vaccine, that's just great overall. And I think that the market overall would benefit from that. And some other stuff that popped from this, though, was also travel companies like RCL, CCL, and LUV. These airlines also did fantastically well today.
Yeah, I mean, we saw pretty much all across the board, even with bank stocks, they exploded. Like JP Morgan up almost 14%, Citigroup up about 12%, Bank of America up about 14%. So bank stocks have been in a position where they're not in the best position. They had to set a lot of cash to the side in reserves for, like the worst case scenario with the economy shutting down and COVID and all that stuff. And then with interest rates so low, bank stocks have just not been in the best position. But with having a vaccine, it would really benefit bank stocks and, like Tom said, travel stocks. Like if we look at LUV, which is Southwest, they're up about 10%. If we look at cruise lines, Carnival Cruise Lines, CCL, is up 39% today. So just this news is huge, and it makes a lot of impact just all across the board in a lot of sectors, not just the vaccine sector like PFE. Like, yes, PFE had a great day, up about 8%, but there's a lot of other sectors that really exploded from this news too.
Yeah, and really those travel sectors like the airlines and the cruise lines and even Boeing, they've really been getting hurt lately. And it's just really good news to see that the vaccine's coming out. And I think that that'll really allow these travel companies to finally be able to open up. And really, whenever next summer starts rolling around, that's whenever they're really going to make a lot of money.
And then, Tom, we have to talk about the obvious thing in the market today. For the past couple months, all you hear us saying is the tech sector is exploding. The tech sector is breaking new highs. But when we look at the tech sector today, like for example, if we look at Apple, Apple's down 2%. If we look at Microsoft, Microsoft's down about 2%. But then we look at stocks that, really haven't came back to their all-time highs, like Coca-Cola. They're up 6% though. You look at let's say JP Morgan, it's up about 14%. So we're also seeing a rotation. We're starting to see a lot of investors with this vaccine news kind of dump out of tech stocks because they're already so high, and then enter into some of these stocks that have not fully recovered yet.
Yeah, definitely. There's actually a lot of growth there in these companies that have not recovered, like in JP Morgan right now. Even after today, if we go at the close of 116.90 and we go to the high of of pre-COVID levels, where that's still another 15% that JP Morgan could move just to hit that high. And just keep in mind that a lot of these tech stocks have already moved past their highs. So, like if we look at stocks like NVDA, like you were saying, Apple and different stocks in the NASDAQ, NVDA really got killed today and they almost double topped around that 590 level. And it's just not looking good for some of these tech stocks that are way overextended. And it looks like the market is going to kind of come back into equilibrium like we've been saying over the past couple months.
Absolutely. So what other news happened in the market today?
Yeah, some more political stuff is that Joe Biden did announce parts of his COVID plan this morning, naming a task force and urged everybody to wear a mask today. And he said that wearing a mask was not political at all. It's just something that we should all do to, try to help the country open up sooner. And they also plan to use the Defense Production Act to make more protective equipment for frontline workers. He did not take any questions after making these statements. And that's just something interesting. He named a task force and urged everybody to wear a mask. And they also laid out some of the stuff that they would do with the Defense Production Act. So it's just interesting because he's the president elect now, and a lot of people are really looking at his plans going forward. And I think that a lot of his plans with COVID are going to make a big difference in the market. And just obviously Congress is trying to still pass the stimulus package right now, so he's going to even have a big influence in that.
True. I mean, we're not trying to get political, like Tom said, but remember that one of the main reasons the markets rallied last week is because it is, as of right now, I know there's still a lot of political uncertainty right now, but as of right now, Biden is set, he's the president-elect, and right now it's set that the Republicans will take the Senate, so that really just makes a political gridlock. So nothing drastic, nothing too Republican or too Democrat will be passed, because obviously the Republicans are set to have the Senate and the Democrats are set to have the White House. So yeah, just interesting, not trying to get too political. Tom, is there any other news that happened in the market today?
Yeah, one last thing is that Beyond Earnings actually just announced their earnings, and you can see that they actually fell on these earnings, but they did announce that they tested something from McDonald's called the McPlant, and this is a very interesting thing that they're doing with McDonald's. And honestly, the name McPlant just cracks me up. But I don't know. It just, to me, that's just a hilarious name. But their stock's down in after hours right now, and really it's just they really went down in after hours. And this is a really big drop on Beyond. Let me get the percentage right now. It's about a 25% drop. So obviously there's going to be more news coming out about them, but it's just crazy to see them down this low on earnings.
Yeah, the the Mick plant does sound kind of funny, but yeah, it's interesting. And how much are they down already? I mean, it looks like they're just tanking.
Yeah, 25%.
Wow. All right. Yeah, so I'll definitely have my eyes on that for tomorrow. But now let's get into the momentum plays. And the first one is CCL.
Yep, Carnival Cruise Lines. Go ahead and make them pop above the high of today, which was 1986.
All right. With the next play, we have JP Morgan.
Make JP Morgan pop above 118.90.
All right, and then we have Apple to the downside.
Yep, this one's down, like Mike said. Make them fall below 116.
All right, and then last but not least, Facebook.
Facebook also to the downside, and in after hours, they're actually getting killed right now. So make them fall below 276.
Alrighty, so we are eyeing CCL and JP Morgan to the upside, and Apple and Facebook potentially to the downside, only if they can break the levels Tom listed. So now let's get into our unusual options activity for tomorrow, and we are looking at the JP Morgan 115 strike call options that expire on December 18th, and there was about $5.3 million put into this trade. And looking at JP Morgan, I mean, it has a lot of momentum. Obviously, the COVID news or the vaccine news definitely benefits JP Morgan, and this option is actually in the money. So it looks pretty bullish to me. It looks like the smart money is longing that money, but I guess time will tell.
Yeah, definitely. I would definitely think they're longing them, especially with the circumstances today. And I really like how they popped above the trends on these daily charts as well. You know, it really wasn't looking good for bank stocks up until today on these daily charts. And I think it's really going to change the overall sentiment of the market on bank stocks.
Absolutely, I 100% agree. With our questions from the previous episode, we have Soul saying, nice video. Can you guys analyze a few stocks that I recently added? DBX, ELY, and SWCH. Stocked Up is the best trading show on YouTube, so thank you for that comment. And yeah, we can definitely look at these plays. So, Tom, what do you see out of these plays from a technical standpoint?
Yeah, from a technical standpoint, I really see Dropbox as being more of a bearish play right now. They were really red today, which is a pretty big signal. I think that today is going to be a big signal on some stocks going forwards, at least in the short term. And I think that Dropbox just looked pretty red. I think that they have potential, but just if you look at a very long-term chart as well, over the past few years since they IPO, they've really just overall just went down so far.
Yeah, I mean, looking at their chart, I'm not a huge fan of them. With the next play, we have ELY.
Yeah, ELY, Callaway Golf. I actually believe golf has done pretty well since the virus happened, and you can see that they've pretty much fully recovered, and now they've slightly popped back down on Callaway Golf. But one thing that worries me is that they do have earnings actually today. So let's go look at it. Let's see. So the earnings come out in after hours. I'm not sure that they actually reported yet. It's been 41 minutes since market close, and the stock doesn't look like it's moved much at all. But I would think that Callaway would do pretty well. I know golf has done well, and I know that I know a lot of business has been shut down, but a lot of golf courses are still open.
Interesting. With the last one, we have SWCH.
Yeah, with SWCH, they were actually really red today, and they just had earnings a few days ago as well, and didn't really move up or down too much off of that. So in the short term, I'm actually pretty bearish on them, but I don't know what they do in the long term. But it looks like that in the long term, they've been going up over the past couple of years. So if they can continue that trend, it would be pretty nice. But in the short term, I see them as bearish.
So yeah, I mean, in the past couple years, they've been doing pretty well, but I see that they originally IPO'd right around $21, and they are sitting around 15. So I'm not a huge fan of them, but I'm not really like against them either. It's just kind of like I'm pretty neutral on them. Like overall, like since their IPO price, they're still down, but they are uptrending in the past couple years. With the next question we have N saying, awesome video. What do you guys think about SBE for the long term? Thank you and have a blessed Sunday. So thank you so much for that comment. So Tom, what do you think of SBE from a technical standpoint?
Yeah, from a technical standpoint for the long term, I mean, it just to me it's just not too attractive to be honest. It's popped way too much I think over this year, and you can see it was pretty flat up until it actually did start moving. And right now it's just so volatile that I don't know which way it's going to go. And while it could go to the upside and make a lot of money, it's just something that's not safe at all. And personally, I wouldn't put much of a portfolio into it. If anything, like if I had, let's just say $1,000, I would only put maybe $50 or $100 into SBE. But it's just one of those stocks that's up so high right now that I personally wouldn't enter it at all.
Yeah, and then guys, keep in mind, it's not like we research them fundamentally. This is just off of a quick technical analysis. So, of course, do your own research, and especially if you want to invest into it for the long term, you're definitely going to want to look at them on the fundamental side too. With the next comment, we had Tom saying, futures are ripping. Let's hope it keeps up all day. So, yeah, he commented this. about 18 hours ago. And looking back on futures, I remember when they first opened, they were up around 200 points, then 400, and then I literally woke up and I refreshed the screen because I didn't know if it was actually up 1,400 points. So yeah, I mean, futures just exploded last night, but we can see sometimes when whether you have a stock that's up too much in pre-market or it's futures or anything, if the security is up so much before the market even opens, sometimes you see a reversal when the market actually opens. Like that used to happen all the time with vaccine stocks, right, Tom? Like let's look at PFE.
Yeah, go back to PFE. Look at them today, even them today.
Right, exactly. And then Gilead, that used to happen all the time. So keep in mind, when stocks are up so much in pre-market, sometimes you can see a reversal by the time the market actually opens.
Yeah, and it's really a lot of people actually have a whole trading strategy based around that. And sometimes that's all people trade on is that they find those stocks that are up 10% and they either short them or they get puts on them for that day.
Absolutely. So, Tom, do you have any last minute stocks, options, or any insight for the market for tomorrow?
Yeah, the last thing today is going to be Boeing, and I really like Boeing to the upside. It looks like they're really going to start to turn around, and I think that with all these airline companies and travel companies doing very well, I think Boeing can finally get back into the market. And some of their jets have been passing certain regulations and stuff like that lately as well. So I know they had problems with those Max jets a while ago, and they've fixed those problems, and they're starting to turn them back around. So hopefully Boeing can start turning around, and I think that if we keep seeing a continuation on them over the next couple days, it could start to be a good long-term position, possibly to start to be a good time to start averaging in. And they have a long way to go back up to their highs of $340. So given where they stand right now, you could just about double your money if you got in shares right now.
Awesome. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Like I said, if you guys want to join our Discord chat, it's completely free. It's the first link in the description down below. For example, we post day trades every single morning. One of today's day trades was JP Morgan, and it exploded from market open. We post 2 day trades normally each day. It's completely free, and you can network with about 11,000 other traders. If you guys want to trade the same options Tom and I trade every single day, you can click the Stocked Up Options Alerts link in the description down below. And also when you do that, you'll have access to our new bot. So with that new bot, it uses machine learning to predict which stocks are most likely to continue for the rest of the day. And it did great today. So if you guys want to check that out, you can click the Stocked Up Options Alerts link in the description down below. And if you guys have any questions, let us know in the comments down below. But other than that, thanks for watching.